Sasha, hello and welcome to my podcast.
Hello. It's a big pleasure for me to be part of this podcast and to share my experience with you. So thank you for inviting.
Thank you very much for coming over. So I just gave an introduction that you're coming from Ukraine and that at the moment you're living in Berlin and you're doing your internship here, but you're a full-time student at Italian University. You're a master student who is graduating this winter,
Yes.
and then you're starting your transition to young professional life.
Adult life, as I call it. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So, as my podcast is about studying and living abroad and experience of different people, different nationalities that I meet here in Berlin, I had this desire when we talked and we met each other last week on one event here in Berlin, and you said, okay, you know what, I'm living this gypsy life because I don't have home, and then I'm traveling from country to country, and I'm just with my two pieces of luggages, and I'm renting different places, different flats. So really recalled my memories from my master's degree abroad and the life that I lived some years ago before I started my professional life. And that's why I got this desire to have you as a guest on my podcast to talk about that. Therefore, I have many questions that I would like to hear the answers from you. But before we deep into those questions, I would just like to, as you're a master student who is graduating now this winter and you're starting your professional life in a few months, I would just like to go back to younger version of yourself and how you made actually decision or what was the path that led you to be here today. So if I ask you what was your first experience or desire, how did you know that actually you want to study abroad, what would you say?
So actually, my all this international studying and living experience it starts back in 2019. I actually did my bachelor's degree in Kiev, in Ukraine, and we had this opportunity at my university, like Erasmus Plus. It's actually kind of like this exchange program for students. And I got the place at German university. I got also the scholarship there. It was the University of Constance in the south of Germany. And basically, it was like probably the first this international experience for me. I wanted also to experience this, and it was my goal, like at that time, to go for Erasmus. And actually, I can say like it was something that completely probably changed my life perspective. I don't know, because it was really an amazing time. I did it like it was 2019, 2020, so basically the last semester before coronavirus started, like the last normal
Before the
semester.
pandemic, yes.
Yeah, and for me, it was like a completely different universe, like a completely, some fairy tale, because I met so many people from different countries. Like I met these very good friends. I'm still like in touch with many of them. And in general, all this international experience, like I also saw different countries. I had an opportunity to travel, to see how German educational system works. So for me, it was like really very something exciting. Then I came back to Ukraine, and maybe you can understand me, because after all that amazing life that I lived, then like COVID started, and COVID, like you are just in this inside in your house, and you even cannot go out. So for me it was a bit difficult, because after all that bright life, you just sit at home. And still I had 1 year more in my bachelor's degree to finish the university. So I really made myself like the goal that if I want to continue to study and to do master degree, I wanted to do it in Europe somewhere. So it was my last year, and I started to apply for different master programs, to different scholarships. And after that, I ended up in Italy at the Italian university. It's the University of Pavia.
Sorry, just when you came back from Germany back to Ukraine and
Yes.
Kiev, and it took you like what, another year to finish your bachelor degree. And this is a crucial point, so I would just like to, because it takes 1 year, and then I would just like to go back to this moment. Was it like just straightforward for you, clear? Okay, I came back from Erasmus, and now I'm again at my home university in Kiev, and I'm graduating in a couple of months, a year. I will be graduate. How was it really clear for you then you would like to start your master's degree abroad? Or how did you make this decision?
I think when I was still studying in Kiev back at the time, I still didn't have these experiences, so I wasn't maybe that concise about my decision. I really wanted to get that international experience because also probably it's like my personal story. I didn't have a chance to travel abroad so many times. Like I basically my first time when I went abroad, it was like when I was 18 years old maybe, and I really wanted to see the world. It was something like that I didn't know, like completely different world. Also, I need to say that, of course, that fact that I had a chance to do Erasmus in Germany, it motivated me even more to go to study abroad because that experience for me, it was something like really amazing.
Yes.
And I wanted to repeat it, one more
Yes.
time. So when I came back to Ukraine, I told to myself that I need to do it, like I don't know at which cost. I don't care, maybe like through everything, But
Yeah.
I really wanted to repeat it one more time and to get another studying experience abroad.
You said yourself, okay, I like really Sasha, the version of Sasha who is when she lives abroad, studies abroad, and you know that that you're capable to do that. And was it like just easy to say yourself, okay, I just applied to universities? Did you have any fears or blockages that like something that was preventing you from this determination actually that you really want to do it?
To be honest with you, I don't think that it was like very easy to me because I was kind of stressed and worried about many things. Like I knew for sure that I want to make it. I want to get the place at one European university and get the scholarship. But it was maybe not that easy because like I'm not coming from the rich family, and like my parents, they made it clear to me at the very beginning that they actually supported my decision that okay, if you want to go to study abroad, you can go, but they told me at the beginning that we cannot support you. So it was my responsibility to find some scholarship, to find ways how I will sustain myself. Then I started to apply to any possible scholarships in Europe. And this was actually something that I was worried about because, like you really have to prove that you are the best candidate for that scholarship, for that place. But anyway, I had this goal in my mind.
Yes.
That I have to make. And even though I can say there were people who were telling to me, but it's not a problem. Like you can, for example, now finish your university in Kyiv to graduate, then you can just take, let's say, like the gap year and to work. By the way, also I had the work also at the time. So basically it was not a problem for me. I could just continue working and then maybe after 1 year I could think about like going abroad and stuff. But I was like answer no, no, I don't want to wait. I have to go now.
Yeah, I wanted just to ask you about this. So this idea of making a gap year was like making you crazy, like it was frustrating you, or why was the reason? What was the reason that you didn't want to take a gap year? Was it like a waste of time for you?
I think yes. I think I was thinking that it's a waste of time.
Okay.
Like in general, I don't know, I'm that kind of person. I'm really afraid to lose the time,
And you knew what you want, I would say, because it's maybe taking a gap year if you're really uncertain what you want to do, but at this point, like you already knew what you want to do. That's why making a gap year for you was not like an option.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, I need to say that I had a bit like special case because I did my bachelor's in international economics. But already, like when I was in the second year of my university, I discovered that, economics, it's a bit not something that I want to do in my life. And then also I started working. I'm still actually working in that place. It's like Ukrainian fact-checking organization. Like for those maybe who don't understand what is fact-checking. Fact-checking, basically, it's the special area of journalism which deals with disinformation, like debunking fake news, propaganda and stuff. So I really became interested in this area, and I wanted to change my studies like from economics to either journalism or political science. That's why also like I had to make this transition a bit in my academic life.
So from which field to which field exactly? From
economics to political science. Like right now I am a student and my master program is called World Politics and International Relations.
Okay, and is it part of Erasmus Mundus joint master's degree, or it's a normal master regular at Italian university?
No, it's a normal master degree, but when I went to Italy, I decided like not to stop only in Italy. I decided, okay, I want other international experiences. That's
Okay.
why last year I did another, already like my second Erasmus in Austria, in Salzburg.
Okay.
And right now, why I'm in Berlin. Here you will ask me because I'm doing here an internship. This is also like the part of my studies, because in my program it is required to have an internship. So
In order to graduate, yes.
yes, and like actually this winter I'm planning to graduate to defend my master thesis, and yeah.
Okay, really interesting. I would just like to go back to the point that I think it's crucial. Like when you said that you went back and then you knew now that you want master, but you talked to your parents, and then they said that they cannot support you. And of course, this gives completely up to you what you will take from that moment. And then because you had this big determination and you knew what you want, and also the idea of making a gap year was really frustrating you, so then you knew like what you want. So how did you make this from desire through action to results, which was in the end that you started your master's degree abroad?
I think it was like everyday talk, because you know I was all the time at home.
Yes.
And with them, and they saw me a bit frustrated because my life was literally like spinning around these master programs about ideas how to go back to Europe and
Yes.
to get this international experience. Actually, like my parents, I'm very close with my parents, and they saw how excited I was, like super excited after my Erasmus experience in Germany. And they saw that, yes, I really wanted to come back. But they actually supported me in this.
Yes, completely. But the financial part was your responsibility.
Yes,
And when you
because
recall this moment, how you managed actually, how you went from desire to actually the result through action? What was for you important, or the crucial moment that actually made the flip over that you said, okay, I made it, I can study abroad?
firstly, I did research about all the universities, all the possible opportunities, like which countries have opportunities for international students to study abroad, which countries also have scholarships, which universities can accept me with my bachelor's degree in economics, and if I wanted to study like politics or journalism. So it took me some time. By the way, I need to say it was a bit not that easy for me, because I did everything by myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't know many things. I was just, randomly like searching something in Google, like maybe in some Facebook groups, I don't know. But, at that time, maybe it was the problem that I didn't have some mentor or like some person who will tell me like, okay, you should do this and this, and like these are the steps which can make your like way more easier.
Yeah.
To apply. So first I did this research, and then I just started to make every day some small actions, like for example, usually universities which provide you a scholarship, they require for you to write a strong motivational letter, like CV, some other documents. And I was doing it like step by step, but basically just I was getting all the information maybe in the internet.
Yes, so it was a lot of actions in researching and investing time and energy actually in getting to know and really discovering or starting from the scratch regarding the information and the field that you don't know much about. And one challenge I guess that you had was also that you wanted to change the field. So
Yes.
then from economics to politics, it also requires, and one of the exclusion criteria is that you must have ECTS in
Yes.
specific fields. So how did you overcome then this part?
I can tell you that at the beginning, probably even like my first priority was Germany, because I already had experience of studying in Germany. It was like common to me, and I really liked it. So I was applying to German universities. Also, like they have this scholarship DAT. But there was this problem, as you say, as like Germany usually requires from students to have the same degree. Like if let's say you want to study politics, and it means you also need to have your bachelor's degree like in politics or international relations. So this was like a bit a challenge for me. But then I also discovered Italy. Italian universities, they are more flexible in these terms. There are universities which can accept you even if you change your degree. And another challenge for me was the scholarship, because again, in Europe, like, there are many opportunities of the universities and countries which give scholarships for international students, but for me it was important like that the scholarship should have covered my tuition fee and also like give me some additional sum for my living costs, because like how can I sustain myself, you know? Like Germany, for example, Germany provides these opportunities, also Italy provides these opportunities. And yes, in the end, Italy was like the match for me, the good option.
So the combination then of a degree that you want to take now for your master's studies, plus the flexibility in terms of financial situation that you can get tuition fee.
Yes. And also maybe the third factor is that I really loved Italy, because once when I was, by the way, doing Erasmus in Germany, I went to Italy just as a tourist, and probably many people will understand me this, like after Italian effect, that you are like falling in love with the country, like with the food, culture, people, like everything. I was like under such a big impression. I was thinking, oh my God, it's like probably the best country to live. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it also can be an option for me. Maybe I can also go to study there.
Okay, cool. Like really interesting to hear. That's why I got back to these moments, because I think they're crucial actually for making decision, and how from impossible it becomes possible for you. And we are already at this point. So thank you very much for sharing this. I think that for audience it's very important and they find it beneficial. So now you're a student of master's degree abroad. So you finished your bachelor and you started your master at the University of Pavia in Italy, right? So what would you say that was your expectations versus reality when it comes to master at university in Italy, Italian university?
First, of course, I was expecting that I really wanted to study something that I was interested in, because as I mentioned, like economics was a bit like not my thing, and I'm really interested in political science, international relations, and actually I got this, because I can say I don't regret my decision right now. I think I really did the right decision that I changed my degree, and it's interesting for me.
Yes.
But maybe I will tell you something, like, because I had this experience of living and studying in different countries. I think right now the problem of not like in Italy, not in Ukraine, in many other countries, is the educational system approach in general. I think many universities right now, they make more emphasis on this theoretical part. For exams, you have to learn many pages of some texts. I don't know. But then in the end, when you get the job, like the employers, they require totally something else from you. And I think this is the problem that in the whole world, a bit educational system, in my personal opinion, should be a bit changed, because in the university they should give you, I don't know, maybe some more practical skills and practical knowledge. Even in terms like, how to write, like, let's say, cover letter for when you're applying for the job, or CV. And unfortunately, they don't teach you this, I think. And then you should like learn it everything by yourself. And you learn something like about this some economic laws and stuff. Then you come, let's say you want to work in the marketing field, and the employer sees you and they ask you, okay, what is your job experience? Do you know how to use like... But in general, I think the biggest advantage of studying abroad is the networking opportunities that it provides to you. And also it's very nice because you can see the world in your own eyes, and also you can see the world in the eyes of the people who surround you. You become so much like open-minded. Yeah. You have all these experiences and it actually affects you. Yeah. Because then in the end you're like a completely different person,
So then it's experience also a trigger for you and the person you become actually by living those experiences, as it's not just then degree of some certain university. Yes, this comes as, of course, as a plus, and it comes like certain, it means like a hard goal, let's say, that you want to pursue. But I would say that all of us, like people who identify by wanting to live and study abroad, also goes deeper, which comes to emotions, people, experience we want to experience
Yes.
and to live. Yeah.
You know, I'm sometimes even like, no, I'm that kind of person, maybe like we are all a bit like that. Sometimes I have my moments, okay, like this mental breakdowns, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm like living like a gypsy, I don't have a house anywhere. and But then, like once my friend told me, Sasha, you know, every time when you start complaining, just look at your like Instagram with all these like pictures from different countries, like travel bloggers, seriously, like I had experience like of living like Italy, Germany, Austria. Then also like I traveled to different countries in Europe, and really you come to that thought that your life is not boring at all. I can say it
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
objectively.
definitely
My
not
life
boring.
is not boring, you know. I really have some experiences, and at least when I will get older, I will have so many stories to tell to my grandchildren. Thank God.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Cool. Yeah, really, thank you for sharing this. Coming from Ukraine, also, I would say that you have this, being as a non EU international student, you also have some challenges. So,
Yeah.
how is this part for you that you needed to go from one embassy to another? Also, you traveled and lived in many countries, so you need to apply for different visas, then extend it to student permits, and then how was your experience for this, for you?
This was a bit challenging, yes, I agree 100% because, you know, all this bureaucratic stuff, it's really a bit sometimes a hell, really hell. Like, doesn't matter. In Italy, I remember how I was struggling with all these documents for visa, then also even finding accommodation in
Yeah.
Europe, also, they sometimes require from you some documents, you know. Yeah, these are a bit some challenges that you have to go through, but in the end, you know, nothing is impossible. Like you, in the end, there is some reward that is waiting for you,
Yeah.
and you know you can go through this.
So this is your willingness to go through difficult steps and
I mean, look,
collect.
it's impossible
Yes, to avoid it.
to
Yes.
avoid this. Yes, you know, I have this thought that actually in our lives, like if you really wanted to get something really good, you always have to go through some challenges.
Good things
You
take time.
cannot get something like this, you know, easily.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree completely, and I'm really impressed with your determination and your desire actually to do it, and you know what you want, and then you're willing to go through the steps, knowing that or assuming how difficult they will be, but still there is this willingness to go through this and then get the experience and achieve the goal you want. I would say that also these experiences make you grow in another version of yourself, like to develop and to grow as a person. And also this experience do not come with like that they are all negative. Also comes with many funny moments,
yeah,
many situations and stories to tell later to your friends, family.
I can say, yeah, like there were always some challenges. Even this apartment and accommodation problem, it's always a bit with me. Like when you move to other countries, yeah, it happened like this. I don't know. Even last year, when I was going for my second Erasmus in Austria, also I was going together with my friend, and we were looking for an apartment together, actually. So, and we couldn't find anything. We were thinking, oh my God, like where will we live? Like, I don't know, somewhere outside, near the river, or under the bridge, or where? And then, like, I was texting to different Facebook groups, like all possible, like writing posts that, oh, we are two international students, we are coming to Salzburg, and we are looking for an apartment together. And then actually there was one Austrian guy who reached me. He texted me like about one apartment in the city center, and he told like offered it to us that there is this opportunity. But firstly, even I remember I kind of like ignored him. I don't know. I didn't answer him immediately because I was thinking he's like some kind of a scum, you know.
Yeah.
And then he texted me again, and I was like, okay, let's see. Then we made a call with him, and in the end, we were like super lucky in Salzburg. Like in general, this Salzburg experience, I think it was like kind of also another fairy tale for me. Me and my friend, we were living like queens there. And we were like super lucky. We were living in such a nice apartment in the city center, like very nice, all these appliances, 2 floors apartment, and also we were living even with a dog because our flatmate has a dog. It was my first experience of living like with a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was really very nice.
Okay, so then it always comes with nice stories and experiences to remember. Basically, in Italy, you live for a year, and then the other experiences are outside of Italy. So, can you just recap how this experience was for you from semester to semester?
So I did my first year, my full first year in Italy. Then I applied for Erasmus to Austria. So in the third semester, I went to Salzburg. I spent there 5 months in Salzburg. Then I came back to Italy. I finished some of the exams that they were left. And then afterwards, now it's my it means now it's my 5th semester. I came to Berlin for my internship here.
Being in Italy, then a full-time student at Italian university, experience this theoretical part that you may be very expecting that is on the lower level, and then you start your semester abroad again in Austria, then you're back to Italy, then now you're in Germany. So when you recall of this, like what's the benefit of being like such a person who is able to move from one point, like from one city, from one country to another, and change your life like this? So what do you think that are the biggest benefits of this kind of experiences that bring to you as through personality or skills that you develop on the way? So what would you say?
I think experiences in general that you make through this time when you move, and also the people that you meet, because you can meet different people and so interesting, and it opens you a variety of opportunities. And also I think I saw one video before, like just recently, there was one girl talking about these international students. I think when you're like this, moving to other countries, then when you apply for the job, you can say that you are actually the perfect candidate because you have all the possible skills, communication skills, perfect, language skills, perfect, like you can know the languages, then also flexibility, adaptability, fighting bureaucracy, like doesn't matter how, but I know that I will fight this bureaucracy and I will get these documents.
Yes.
Finding accommodation, like I don't know in which costs, maybe sometimes you have to move with all the luggages from one apartment to another, but then you still make it. So I think this is also a very good point, really, when you are like international student and like have this experience, it makes you really very good candidate for your future job.
Yes, thank you very much for pointing out. I completely agree with that, and all the skills you listed, and communication, and being flexible, and being able to adapt to different environments and then situations and countries and rules or bureaucracy. I think it's a big benefit to us to develop through life, that it's gonna maybe through 1 or 2 years of living and studying abroad, but actually that it's serving us like for a life. So I think it's a really important point. So thank you very much for pointing it out. For just the end, like because you basically went from your impossible to your possible, because you had some barriers that when it comes maybe to financial sources or lack of information or maybe being scared or not knowing what to do as your next. So if I ask you, what would you do differently nowadays with the knowledge that you have right now if you went back?
I think I wouldn't maybe stress so much as I stressed back at the time, because sometimes I think I really put too much pressure on myself, and it also reflected on my nervous system, And the second thing, it's good to find maybe some good mentor, the person who knows, who is an expert in this field, and who can a bit guide you. Because again, when you do everything by yourself, of course you can do it, it's manageable, like nothing stops you and nothing is impossible, like I made it in the end.
Yes.
But maybe it takes a bit more time and it makes you more stressed, sometimes a bit anxious, because you don't know many things. And for example, if I really found, I don't know, some good mentor for myself, maybe it would be a bit better.
Yeah.
Like just this way for me to get to the point where I wanted to get.
Yeah, to show you with the experience and save you time, and then saves you some stress or emotions that with the experiences and advices that or just different options that people like that are a couple of years in front of us can see. Thank you very much. I think I agree with that, and I think could be beneficial to people who are starting their journey nowadays. And let's say that now behind this camera are people, and behind this video that people who are watching this are people that are younger version of Sasha who live in Ukraine or any part of the world. They are looking at this video and they say, wow, this girl seems amazing. Like, it's unbelievable the way she made it, and I really like her life and her attitude, and I would like to be that girl one day. So what would you advise them, like with the experience and knowledge and experience you got at this point, where they should start from?
I think my biggest advice to all the people would be, not to be afraid, like of any challenges, and taking the steps towards your goal. Because, in our world, actually, nothing is impossible. You can really achieve something. If you really want something, you really can make it, I think. Maybe it's a bit like trivial advice, but never give up, because yes, sometimes it's like nothing can be done easy in this life. But you should always remember, like, if one door closes in front of you, another one will open for sure. And plus, also, you even don't know sometimes what is really better for you. Like, for example, even my example, I really wanted, to go to Germany first. And I was a bit sad when I didn't get that place at German university. And like, oh, why? Like, I really wanted. Then I got this opportunity to study in Italy. And right now, I can tell you, I really don't regret my decision that I went to study to Italy. Probably Italy was the perfect option for me at that time.
Yeah.
And also another advice, always take all the opportunities that the life gives to you. Because actually, if to think it good, our life gives us many opportunities. The only thing, it depends on you if you will accept those opportunities. And plus now, when you are young, you are full of energy. And this is the time to live your life in the best possible way, and really to enjoy every moment of your life,
So if people want to hear more or get to know more about you and your experience, where they can find you?
They can reach me on Instagram, and also I have my TikTok page, Sandra Ray, it's called.
So thank you very much for being a guest on my podcast and for sharing your experiences and advices. I wish you all the best with your graduation period, and all the best starting with your professional life.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hvala i svima vama, poštovani gledalci koji ste pratili ovu podcast epizodu. Te ukoliko si ti neko ko gleda ovaj podcast i u sebi osjeća želju da želi da jednog dana studira i živi u inostranstvu, a ne znaš kako da dođeš do toga ili kojim jasnim koracima da dođeš do tog cilja, onda te pozivam da pogledaš linkove u opisu ispod ovog videa. Pozdrav svima do naredne podcast epizode iz Berlina. Ćao!